What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Paul. Today's video is a continuation, part 2 of the final touches that were done to the Turbo Coupe in preparation for its first track day. If you haven't seen part 1, I'll link it up here for you guys. I'm on my way to PSP to pick up the car. We're going to load it up, I'll bring it home, and then we'll go through all the details and everything that was done to get it ready for the track. All right, so we made it home safely. I literally just finished reversing in, but I've run out of time for today. It's actually Marcus's high school graduation ceremony tonight, so I got to get ready for that. But I will continue the video tomorrow, so see you then. We're back. It's actually a few days later. Car's obviously up on the hoist, so let's start with what was done on the underside of the car. I'll bring it down and then I'll show you everything that was done inside. Starting underneath and at the back, Paul spent a lot of time setting up the suspension, the ride height, and he also set up the pinion angle, which was out to lunch. As you change the pinion angle, that's going to change the positioning of the control arm. So there's a lot of adjustments that need to be made. He also set up the compression and the rebound, you know, of course the ride height, we got coilovers on the 4 corners, but as you adjust one corner, that affects another, and so it's a constant. There's a lot of adjustment that needs to be done. In the video I mentioned we had a bad front strut that got replaced, and then when everything was all said and done and set up, the last thing they did was they took the car in and had it aligned. So we're all good. That was basically what was done at the back here. Moving forward, we did add an engine diaper to the oil pan. Paul did an excellent job of securing it into place, neatly folded, tucked, and zip tied into place so that nothing touches the headers or whatnot. While we were there, we did a fresh oil change, so that's done, ready to go. The other addition we made was adding on a second O2 sensor. We now have one on each header, so That's obviously much better for tuning purposes. Paul also made a custom little bracket here, securing the down pipe into place. It had a very slight little rattle, but with that bracket now it's secure and it doesn't move whatsoever. We also dumped the rad. We got rid of all the antifreeze, and so we're just running some water and wetter. And then from there, Paul basically double checked all the fittings, everything, did a once over just to make sure that we had no leaks. So bring the car down and then we'll go through what was done inside. One of the biggest changes inside that I'm most happiest about, if that even makes sense, is relocating the race column. Prior to this visit, it was way too low, and the wheel, so what was happening was the top of the wheel kind of sat right across the Holly screen, and I couldn't see anything. So I asked Paul if there was anything he could do about it, and he kind of figured out a solution, and kind of made some custom brackets on the column, and ended up raising the wheel basically to the stock height position. And now when I'm seated in the car, I can see the screen perfectly. So that for me was worth the visit on its own. And I'll show you guys a kind of a driver point of view. So that's what it looks like seated when I'm strapped in. Paul also helped position the driver's seat, so we made some changes to the positioning to best suit me. He then, of course, mounted the 5-point harnesses on both seats, and for the driver's seat, he fabricated this custom brace here that obviously secures the driver's seat in place. And that's about it for inside. I know you may think it doesn't sound like a lot, but between customizing the race column, setting up the driver's seat, mounting the crotch bar at the front of the seat, mounting the 5-point harnesses, and then coming up with this custom brace, there was a little bit of work and some time put into it. No real changes in the engine bay other than the addition of the O2 sensor. Earlier in the video, you guys would have seen Paul replacing the O-ring in the electric water pump. We did have a tiny little seepage pushing through. Paul put in a new O-ring, and that took care of that. And really the only other item that I'm going to change down the road at some point is I'm going to get rid of this chrome bag. I don't really like the way it looks. It's kind of flaking and whatnot. It's a cosmetic thing. So I'm just going to go back to a black turbo bag. So that's basically everything that was done to the car. There was definitely a lot of time, energy, and effort put into setting it all up. The PSP team did another great job. I'm super happy with what was done. No doubt there's going to be some more tweaks needed once we get to the track. So the next step is going to be to coordinate a track day with the PSP team and the tuner, Tuned by Easy, so they can help me settle into the car and make the necessary adjustments. That said, you guys know what to do. Give the video a like, drop in a comment, smash the subscribe button. You guys know we appreciate you watching our videos, and we'll see you again here on Paul DaFox.